Depression is often described as the silent epidemic of the modern world. It affects millions of people globally, transcending age, gender, and cultural barriers. While feeling sad or low is a natural part of life, depression is much more than that. At its core, depression is a mental health condition characterized by a persistent feeling of sadness and a loss of interest in activities that once brought joy. It's not just feeling down for a day or two. Depression can last weeks, months, or even years. According to the World Health Organization, more than 280 million people worldwide suffer from depression, making it one of the leading causes of disability globally. Depression affects not only the mind, but also the body. Common symptoms include fatigue, changes in appetite or sleep patterns, difficulty concentrating, and even physical aches or pains without a clear cause. The condition varies in severity, from mild cases that make daily tasks harder to severe forms that make life feel unlivable. As Winston Churchill famously said, "If you're going through hell, keep going." His words remind us that while depression can feel all-consuming, perseverance is key to moving forward. Depression is linked to imbalances in brain chemicals like serotonin and dopamine, which regulate mood. Genetics also play a role. If depression runs in your family, your risk may be higher. Traumatic events such as the loss of a loved one, financial difficulties, or major life changes can act as triggers. Negative thought patterns, low self-esteem, and chronic stress can all contribute to the development of depression. These factors don't just exist in isolation, they overlap. For instance, someone genetically predisposed to depression might be more susceptible to environmental stressors. The good news is that depression is treatable. While the journey may not be easy, the following steps, backed by research and wisdom, can help pave the way toward recovery. The first and most important step is recognizing that you don't have to battle depression alone. Sharing your struggles with a trusted friend, family member, or professional can be incredibly liberating. Studies show that talk therapy, such as cognitive behavioral therapy, is highly effective in treating depression. As author Brené Brown emphasizes, vulnerability is the birthplace of connection and the path to the feeling of worthiness. Reaching out might feel daunting, but it's a powerful act of courage and self-care. Exercise might seem like the last thing you want to do when you're depressed, but it's one of the most effective natural remedies. According to research from Harvard Medical School, regular physical activity can reduce symptoms of depression by as much as 25%. Exercise boosts endorphins, natural mood lifters, and can improve self-esteem and sleep quality. You don't need to run a marathon to feel the benefits. Start small. A 10-minute walk in the fresh air, a gentle yoga session, or dancing to your favorite song can all make a difference. Your diet has a direct impact on your mental health. A study published in The Lancet Psychiatry found that people who eat a Mediterranean diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats are significantly less likely to develop depression. However, diets high in processed foods and sugar can worsen symptoms. Think of food as fuel for your mind. Incorporating nutrient-rich meals into your routine doesn't just support your physical health, it can also provide the energy and clarity needed to tackle depression. While this might sound cliché, reframing negative thoughts is a powerful tool in fighting depression. According to a study from the Journal of Behavior Therapy and Experimental Psychiatry, practicing gratitude can reduce depressive symptoms by fostering a more positive outlook. Start a gratitude journal where you jot down 3 things you're thankful for each day. They don't have to be extraordinary. Sunshine on your face, a good cup of coffee, or a kind word from a stranger all count. As Helen Keller once said, although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of the overcoming of it. Depression often disrupts routines, making it hard to maintain structure. However, a consistent daily schedule can provide a sense of stability and purpose. Start by setting small, achievable goals, like waking up at the same time each day or making your bed. A routine doesn't have to be rigid. It's about building habits that support your well-being, such as regular meals, movement, and breaks for relaxation or hobbies. Over time, these small steps can add up to significant improvements. Spending time in nature has profound benefits for mental health. Research from Stanford University found that just 90 minutes of walking in a natural setting can lower activity in brain regions linked to rumination, a common feature of depression. Whether it's a hike, gardening, or simply sitting under a tree, connecting with nature can help you feel grounded and more connected to the world around you. Creative expression is a powerful outlet for processing emotions and finding joy. Activities like painting, writing, playing music, or crafting can provide a sense of accomplishment and serve as a form of therapy. As Pablo Picasso famously said, art washes away from the soul the dust of everyday life. You don't need to be a professional artist. The act of creating itself is what heals. Finally, numbers never lie. According to the American Psychiatric Association, 80 to 90% of people with depression eventually respond well to treatment, whether through therapy, medication, or lifestyle changes. The WHO reports that for every $1 invested in scaling up mental health interventions, there's a return of $4 in improved health and productivity. These statistics remind us that recovery is not only possible, but also worth pursuing. Many famous figures have openly shared their battles with depression, offering hope to those still in the fight. Actor Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson once said, "Depression never discriminates." It took me a long time to realize it, but the key is to not be afraid to open up. Similarly, J.K. Rowling, author of the Harry Potter series, described her depression as the inspiration for the soul-sucking Dementors in her books. She reminds us, rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life. Their stories highlight that even in our darkest moments, there is strength to be found and hope to be reclaimed. Depression is a formidable challenge, but it doesn't have to define your life. By reaching out for help, taking small but meaningful steps, and drawing inspiration from others, you can begin the journey toward healing. As Steve Jobs once said, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. Trust that the steps you take today will lead to a brighter tomorrow. Remember, recovery is not about perfection. It's about progress. Every small victory, no matter how insignificant it may seem, is a step closer to reclaiming your happiness and well-being. Keep moving forward and know that you're never alone in this journey.